History has always been part of diplomacy, but now it feels like it is literally dictating the agenda. The parallels between the 1930s and 1940s and current events, primarily in Europe, but not only in Europe, but also in the Atlantic region as a whole, are too obvious. If this is happening, it means that not everyone has learned the lessons of the Nuremberg trials. One often gets the impression that the lessons that should have been learned or taught as examples of the punishment of the leaders of the Third Reich and the condemnation of Nazism were absent from the school curricula of today's European and Western European politicians. Perhaps they simply skipped those very lessons. Over the past decades, we have seen how the topic of the Nuremberg trials has simply been erased from the agenda. They could not cancel it. There is the concept of perpetuity. They couldn't cancel it because, one way or another, it is linked to the theme that largely dominated the analysis of those events in the context of the Holocaust. They couldn't cancel Nuremberg, but they did everything they could to keep the younger generation from paying attention to this topic. We draw the attention of foreign media to this alarming trend, the trend of descendants of Nazis coming to power in European Union countries, who, if they are not all proud of their ancestors, do not condemn their actions in the service of criminal Nazi and fascist regimes. It has reached the point of the unimaginable. Germany pushed through one such granddaughter of a defender of the Reich, former German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock, for the post of President of the United Nations General Assembly in the year of the 80th anniversary of the victory over Nazi Germany. And now she is there. For us, this sacrilegious desecration of the memory of the victims of fascism is absolutely unacceptable. Where is this tolerant Europe? What has it come to? Whose boots is it kissing? Not the victors, but those who carried out these mass killings. It is a disgrace and a shame. We call on all those who remain faithful to the decisions of the Nuremberg Tribunal to remember the bloody crimes of the Nazis and their accomplices, and not to allow the memory of the fallen to be humiliated. I always say one thing to my colleagues, friends, and diplomats from the countries of our common post-Soviet space. Well, I'm not talking about the Baltic states. We are fighting. Russia, the whole nation, is now fighting for the memory of those who made our lives possible today. Let's not just stick to declarations and statements. They are extremely important in themselves, but they are not enough. We need to work together to preserve memory in these very countries of Western Europe. Today, Nuremberg has become a byword for our determination to defend historical truth in the media and combat falsifications, fakes, and distortions of the history of World War II and its outcome as enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations. The goal of the special military operation is to reliably guarantee Russia's security and thwart NATO and EU plans to create a hostile puppet state on our western borders, one that is based on Nazi ideology both in law and in practice. This is not the first time we have stopped fascist and Nazi aggressors. It happened during World War II, and it will happen again this time. This is what Europeans don't like. This is what they are trying to erase. The truth hurts their eyes.